Draymond, you guys are. Steve said he wanted to build an environment where you guys protected the home court. It was important to him. You guys won 10 in a row at home now, 9 this month, perfect month in November. What does it mean to just start building that kind of ownership of your home court?
You have to. It's hard to win in this league anywhere. You do yourself a favor by taking care of your home court. Going on the road and winning, regardless of who you're playing, is always tough. You start to include travel and all of those things. It gets a lot tougher to win. So, having a great year, protecting the home court is extremely important when you're trying to really make a run at things.
You were around for those 2 years back to back where you guys went 39-2 at Oracle. What did it take to do that? And are you starting to see the fan engagement come up here?
Yeah. It takes a lot of focus. I think you're home, just like you have distractions on the road, there's a ton of distractions at home. Your family, which I don't say that in a negative way, but you have to tend to everything in your family. At least when you're on the road, your number one focus can be basketball, but when you're home, that's not your number one focus. Your number one focus is your family, enjoying that time with your family that you don't necessarily get on the road. We spend half of our year on the road. So you're trying to dive in and enjoy that time. And so basketball isn't the number one thing when you're home. So having that focus locked in, knowing how to turn it off so you can enjoy the family time, but yet understanding when to turn it on. And, when it's time for business, it's time for business. And I think we've been doing a good job of locking in.
From a basketball perspective, how difficult do you think it is for a team like Portland to defend some of your actions when they have a guy like, Nurkic kind of playing drop most of the game?
Well, I think they were a lot more aggressive with Nurkic this time around. They didn't have him drop. He was blitzing everything. And so their defense at the point of attack was a lot better than I've seen it. And so you got to give them some credit there. It took us a little while to figure it out. For us, it's not necessarily what defender someone got. It's just about running our sets, taking care of the ball, trying to make sure we get shot at the rim. I had 6 turnovers today, which was terrible. But it's just about getting a shot up and just going through our offense. We don't like to single guys out all the time because you can kind of bog your offense down that way. We've seen that a lot of times before, not just with us, with other teams as well. So we still try to flow and keep the offense moving, stay in the rhythm. But sometimes if you find a matchup you like, you try to exploit it. But I think they covered with Nurkic today totally different than we had seen before. I mean, I think at times you see a blitz here and there, but they were blitzing the entire game with him, regardless of who was coming off. So a lot more aggressive.
Draymond, you took it right at him a couple sequences in a row. Well, maybe 2 out of 3 possessions there I think it was late in the third, including the one where you dunked the one-handed slam. I mean, how much does that fuel you when you go up against a big guy like that to be able to do that?
It's definitely fuel because obviously I'm undersized on the other end, and got a battle. So try to use my speed to my advantage on the offensive end. And if a guy's pressuring me, I don't care who it is or how good you're dribbling the ball. If you got a guy just pressuring you and you're trying to sit there and make a play, it's tough. And so when he was pressuring, I just go. I was able to get a couple of them to go, make a couple of plays at the rim, get some kickouts. So it's just kind of taking what the defense giving me. If he's pressuring me and don't want me to play make, then I can go to the rim and try to finish.
And Draymond, a few of us saw that Klay was out on the court for a little while. I thought he was going to shoot for the fans or something, but he was just having a little tough moment. And is that to be expected with all he's been through in the last 2 years and the grind of rehab and just it's tough for him not to be out on that court sometimes.
It's very tough. And I think, he's right there. He's right there getting towards the end of the road or beginning of the road, however you choose to look at it. And he had these days from time to time. And I understand it as far as I can understand without going through it. I don't know many people that love basketball the way Klay loves basketball, that loves competing the way he loves competing. I always talk about our dominoes game. He even loved doing that, and he's severely outmatched. So it's just a competitor. One of the biggest competitors I've ever been around in my life. And you see this, you want to be. He's a part of it. So don't get me wrong, but you want to impact the game. You want to have your presence out there and make your presence felt. And after almost 3 full calendar years off the floor, it's tough, and so, we sympathize with him, but we have to be right there and continue to push him, continue to try to get him to the finish line or the start line, as I said before. But he tends to have these days from time to time, and I mean, who am I to judge or even try to figure it out? I can just show my love, show my support, try to push him. He's improving rapidly, and his game is getting back to where it needs to be. So it's beautiful to watch him conquer his journey that he's been on, and he's conquering it. And like I said, he's right there. He's almost there. But if you talk to someone in prison, a lot of guys say the toughest days are the ones when you're getting ready to come home. So we feel for him, but we're going to continue to be there for him, continue to push him, and wait with open arms for these next few weeks, and in hopes that he'll be back sooner rather than later.
Have you watched any of his scrimmages?
I watched some of like the 3-on-3s that he was doing, some of the 4-on-4s, but I haven't saw any other scrimmages since he started playing 5-on-5.
How does he, in whatever you've seen him, how does he look to you?
Looks good. Like I said, if you watch the scrimmages at the beginning, you're like, then you keep watching, and week by week, he's getting better and better and better. And so it's beautiful to see from where he was when I first saw the scrimmage to where he is now is like night and day. And it's so beautiful to watch and see his hard work start to yield results, because, when you're coming off a couple injuries like that, small wins are huge wins. And playing well and pickup is huge for your confidence. So happy he's building that confidence. It's great to see him starting to turn that corner and get his feel back. And his shot never leaves, but it's different when you're standing there and just shooting in drills and then you get that game action. So just seeing that come back, and all of a sudden he's not short on all his shots like he were. Like, shots are starting to look just like Klay Thompson shots or shot normally looks. And so he's getting there, and it's great to see. And I'm looking forward to seeing him play more 5-on-5, and then obviously getting him back out there with us.
Draymond, what did you guys do defensively to keep Lillard from not getting in a groove? I mean, he tends to.
I guarded him.
Yeah.
No, I'm just playing.
No, but it was a team effort.
It's a total team effort when you're guarding someone like Dame. It's not just the one guy that's on him, that's for sure. If you have the idea that you're going to guard him with one guy, 50 points later, you'll still be trying to figure it out. So total team effort. Guys was on the string. When he get by one guy, guys was pulling over, trying not to give him threes and get him off the line. You just do whatever you can to try to make him uncomfortable. But a guy like Dame, you normally don't make them uncomfortable. You just do what you can to make them take tough shots. I think we did a pretty good job on him tonight. But as I always say, you can play that same defense and it can end a lot worse than it did tonight. One of the better players in our league, one of the top point guards in our league, and of course, one of the better shooters we got in our league. So we did a pretty good job as a unit tonight in trying to contain them, and we got to continue to build on that.
Draymond, this is random. It's for a story down the line, but do you have, Ben Wallace so well. Do you have a Ben Wallace story, like, maybe your favorite Ben Wallace story?
I think my favorite Ben Wallace stories is just me spending time with Ben. This is not necessarily something I saw him do on a basketball court or something something, he said to me in particular is just spending those times together, having great moments, and him giving his punchline that he's one of the best fighters in the world. He got knockout power in both hands, hand speed top 5 in the world. He has not confirmed that, but you gotta test him to find out. I didn't test him to find out, so I don't know if the hand speed top 5 in the world, but I definitely know he got knockout power in both hands. So it's those moments and listening to that and enjoying those moments is the better moments for me with Ben. It's not goes so much further than just the game of basketball. Like, that's a relationship. That's my big brother. That's a relationship that goes way past basketball. And so I think for me, it's just the time that you spend and the moments that you have.
Dre, that last play where you kind of told Wiggins to shoot it. How do you personally, decide at the end of games when you should take that shot and when you shouldn't?
Well, we got 15 turnovers. Not trying to get 16. Just get a shot up. It's not from a disrespect standpoint. It's not from we don't want the turnover. So shoot the ball, at least get an attempt at the rim. Obviously, guys are going to stop and not shoot it and take the turnover, but shoot the ball. Like, we don't want to take the turnover. And so that's kind of it. It's not anything other than not taking the turnover. You just don't want the turnover. And as someone who has 6, I had a nightmare when I saw us about to take another turnover. So. Thank you.